ena ebraso se ye de ba besom we ensem no do so yi pa ya bo ne nyina no ede eba na nwumaku bia da Roma ena wo mo aso yasene ye de kasi eba besom wanwure Eden Hills Residential Services ka ho ya wo mo ebo BFA Center for Apostolic Ministerial Apprenticeship wo mo ka ho the I Am Media Professional Studies na fe ena God toothpaste wo mo nyina ka ho bi ena nwumre yi wo no mutumboa ma ye de nsemi eba besom wo sema ye de nam nwumre yi de mu akotimpi ene se ndc amanyoko yi ntani edema amanyoko no ekire se betumi a enka attorney general asoye ena fe justice ministry no enka yentim na entimi mu papa
Ye do beko emfimfini manjem na mrahebedwane a ohonomo akasa wochemu sesese de obehwe na empo no eba no oman Ghana bia ya hodo ye di dwapa ade a ene emfimfini manjem ehonomo ena obia edinani ebekire
eme asi court foforo kra ewo nkan ha eba beboa ama won mu a ebefom mfumso nketenkete ahodo ewo kurumu no ye do mbekọ ho na yakodu omasem
Openi power da imani Ghana ano ediatudwa echemu se eba no man Ghana sese no de enweku ahodo no emu no se wo mu pa nkofo ana akwakoye amanyosem ochemu se sa nneoma we nyina ye nyai na entimi emmoa
akonfowamfo etu omanfo so sa omanfo ya enam sunyane ene atronie kwantempon so nam so ama burumantem no so afo asifom ene asrafo akwakobo aprohwese bibia betumi akoso ho no
Hadishimama ensamu ebi eka we ho ena enwume ye kenkan dia mo ase Paramount News Great Commission TV so YouTube ya demu live wo ho no mo betimi akwakohwe bi obo Great Commission TV a ubenya bi ahwe Play Store so ye app ne wo ho no App Store ko ho no so a ubetimi a download the app ne bi e dia two phone so no wahwe de ekoso e wa ha no nyina ene enwumre na enwumre ya yagepene e de ensamu ebrew eye me na nekua atweba ata mene
Omahene Kofi Asempa absema na ye ho aheba edubeko nsem no enchimu emu
So na yemu akwaba emra kase yi eso afe ma yenjebre na ensam no yembobo ankasa emfa emmao ye fresh ye da na yedo ekomra hyebedwam nene dwumadie ekoso ewo ehonom empanifo ekiremu a eye Ghana Friendship Association eno wo mo apa hontoma ewo honom wo mo kiremu se 42 enkofo 42 ena wo mo aka wo mo abomo ni nyina ene se dwumadie wo mo edi eba beboa na ka amayaman de abom afe kabima minke bia mamu a Ghana ye de sie ne so na ya bo ho bra besi ene no wo mo eba behemu kena wo mo ekiremu sesese adwumaku wo mo de aba na se empo abedwoko ya pa wo mo ba behwe eba ne Ghana ene amaya hodo ye nkita hodie ho ensam so a ne nyina no wo mo ebetutu ne yie se de be ya anyokofa bia ededa amayaman ene Ghana entem no ebetimi agina ne nan so na dwumadie yi ekoso eye first deputy speaker edema mrahebedwam eye honorable Bernard Ahiavo wono ena ebo modin ya ejina panifo anam na wo kire se sese ni pani pa eye ora backbone eni honom na wo kwenso wororo ne na sempa boade hye no se dwumadi a woni emfa moa eno no enti sankofo ya yapa womo na yede dwuma na hye womo nsa no womo emma no nyese bia eyedin keka na se empo no position keka ne yede ama womo nya dwumade nyere womo ho pa se de ebeya ade a esi womo ani so no womo ebetimi edu sa botaye no eho yenko mrahebedwam ena wie ya ena dwumade yi ekoso onmonyafo Bernard Ahiavo ne nsam ebia wodi tudwa yenko na yenko tiebi
deep sense of optimism that I welcome you on behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker to to the inauguration of the Parliamentary Friendship Association of Ghana of the 9th Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, I had wanted to be here in person, but was called to attend to an official assignment outside the jurisdiction. Let me first of all express profound appreciation to all gathered here, particularly our diplomatic partners, who have always demonstrated commitment to supporting Parliament in its quest at deepening democracy and good governance in Ghana. Honourable members, distinguished guests, this event, inauguration of the Parliamentary Friendship Associations, follows closely on the heels of inauguration of the Management Committee, the oversight body that will steer the operations and directions of these associations. Today's inauguration signals not only the continuation, but also the deepening of our commitment to parliamentary democracy and international collaborations. Ladies and gentlemen, in an increasingly globalized and independent world, our role as parliamentarians must extend beyond our legislative and oversight functions to include international engagement and soft diplomacy. Parliamentary Friendship Association provide us with a platform to connect with our peers across borders, exchange ideas, and collaborate in finding solutions to challenges that are shared across continents. From climate change to global trade, education, innovation, peace, and security. More importantly, Parliamentary Friendship Associations offer unique opportunity to promote people-to-people interaction between our legislatures and those of our international partners. These relationships go beyond official state visits and diplomatic communique. They are human connections that foster mutual respect, cultural appreciation, and enduring friendship. I encourage each one of you who have joined or will join a Parliamentary Friendship Association to see your membership as a call to action, a responsibility, but not a privilege. Please, do not consider this association as a mere travel clubs. Rather, see them as strategic avenues for deepening Ghana's relationship with its international partners.
Na yenkoyenim na anti-corruption summit bi akoso ewo nkramante mu hayama wotonsa e de frejum tene de ma NDC amonyukura Johnson asiedu enkatia ma no be kasae ewo ase na ne nkasae mu no de trudwa ya wo kire se uba ye man mu hase ya ye wo Ministry of Justice ada ye wo Attorney General na enso ye ka ne nyina bom e de ma obakofo se ko ba ne se ya ase conflict of interest bi be koso pa basa ya na ha dwene yi pa ti senke ono ko a enka sa so ye mienu nke ntim na nka ba konkodi obi ho na ba konso eni ofoforo ho se ba ne se ye sesa mienu nyina de ama obakofo a ase wo man ye justice ministry na se ye nhyeda emma emuduro ne nkosoro yi pa sanse ne nyina kita obakofo no behwe na wo na ada na se de ono ankasa esi pe no eno ti senke betumi na ye betimu a ye ntim na sa so ye mienu nyina ye mpenipa mienu na wo mutumi ehwe so mfama ye.
I think that we were wrong in combining the office of Attorney General and Minister of Justice, for instance, because you could have Attorney General and if he is the Minister of Justice, he sits in cabinet with his colleague ministers. All policies that are coming from the other sectors are cleared at cabinet. So it becomes very difficult for that same member of the government or cabinet to now seek to arrest or prosecute his colleagues. And the prosecutorial powers of the country is vested in the Attorney General, who happens also to be the Minister for Justice. So on the one hand, he will sit in cabinet, participate in the approval of all the programs. And when one of the programs goes wrong by way of implementation, and you ask him to now go and arrest his colleagues and prosecute them, it becomes a problem.
So you believe they should be separated?
Yes, I think that we should have a separate Attorney General who, in my view, ought not be a politician. He must be a career Attorney General who would not rely on any political party to put him there. I mean, voting and all that, because apart from his colleague ministers, if it happens that his party chairman has committed something, I say the Attorney General should arrest and prosecute his party chairman, for instance, it becomes challenging. So I think that moving forward, we should look at making the position of Attorney General like a career position or something that can be secured like a judge, so that he can be free to embark on his project.
Shimama enono yenko ensanfo fro emu. Na National Coordinator Edema District Road Improvement Program yetwa said drip eno mfidi ahodo aban wotwa mu ye de baye se empo ye mpotemu ahodo ye behwe na ye de asiesie hono makwan ene akwan timpon bia access no ye de aboa asiesie na ono era ne din ede owura Edwin ni Lante Vanderpool wakasa ena wode atodwa woche mu sesese yi ede NDC aban ya mampani John Dramani Mahama na tusuyi nyame adom wo bona homoden pa se eye emabuno enkofo 4460 ena wo pa wo mo na chese wode wo mo akoka drip yi eho ene ne wo mo behwe emfidi ahodo yi wo mo na beboa ne twie mu se yendane no bibi se wo ho a yebetimi aye ne nyina yie ede aboa wo kire mu amantem ba ku bia no yamfa nimpa koranko honom na chese enkofo dunsun na yese sa enkofo dunsun nipa ba ko ebeye coordinator ede ama wo mo dunsia na aka ne so wo mbebo modin na wo ma ye operators na chese machine no de fa hwea de fa nsuo ene ni nyina no na wo mu enyankofo achinchimani ewo honomo enti ni sem wodi twedwa ewo abeku ene okokopie mu sister station ba koso ene wo kire mu se sankofo yi aye pa wo mu nyina no enye se ye bo wudin ane wakwa akotara machine achi na wutwi wose da bi nya sa ene ye no ye de wo mu befa entitie mu ama obia akwadere wadwuma wo kwakoye no emu ansana ye de wo mu akompose wo mu nkonkoboa na yenye enuoma bi enti akwani akwantempo asese ni nyina de enche drip fo nso ebeti asim na wo maboa asiesie ni nyina ede ama empesua ahodo ni nyina.
Well, thank you very much, and let me say good morning to your listeners. Let me say that drip is a very important intervention in our road delivery system in this country. Various governments historically have done something to see how to address principally the issue of roads. As a country, we used to have three sectors or three agencies handling our road sector. We used to have the highways department, and then we have the urban roads, and then we have the feeder roads. Over the years, especially the feeder roads have virtually become moribund because they didn't have equipment. And as you know, one issue becomes something like a bindia. People use it in a house. So over the period, the government was spending so much in that sector. So there was an idea that government should avoid getting himself into that area and rather award contracts for these roads. But sometimes people tend to look at the road sector only in terms of the roads we see in the metropolitan, municipal, and urban centers, to the neglect of the roads in the various districts that lead to small farm villages, farming communities, and also roads that join small communities, which are rather the, let me say, the backbone of our economy, because that's where all our foodstuffs and our cocoa and all these things come from. But rather they are always neglected. So I remember Professor Mills's time, there was the idea that we should have some intervention in the area of roads. So some equipment was acquired. The same was with President Kufuor's era. Some equipment was acquired for the road sector, but they were not to the level of what we are having. Under Jomama, we had quite a huge amount, but this particular intervention by the former regime is quite huge. That one took account of every district having a complement of equipment that they can use to take care of their roads in the various areas in terms of their own priority. So the intervention we inherited, the government started it. It was quite a good concept. Parliament, we approved it in Parliament. The local government committee and the committee of the whole in Parliament, we went through it and we approved it. So on 7th of January, we took over. And the president so decided that I should take over that particular institution. I think firstly because of the fact that I was in Parliament, the local government committee was part of the conceptualization of the idea. So we took over and we've done some assessment. Some of the equipment suffered, let me say, some, I don't want to use the word damage. I think the people who were handling it that time were not properly, they were trained but not sufficiently trained.
Wa ensamno so na yenkoye nimu e. Ebeto dwa ese uwuramu oman sikakrabia Batan Bank of Ghana. Ya pamo nipa be se wo habi se wo nyina enkofie sanse yeto ba wieye December 7 finance ye form adwuma na akwakoba se amrado ya woda sikakrabia Batan ya no a Dr. Johnson Esiama asan afrefre wo se wo mra na wo mra me adwuma na eno ene nam so ama emranim ni Martin Pebu etre se ade a akoso yi na ni age papa na wo Bank of Ghana baso pa ese o masigina ye ya etese yie na wo kire se wo hwe enkomokora efiri ase eba na Bank of Ghana kire se ohia enipa yi a wo mote adwuma na se yie pa na watimi ni wo mo aye adwuma nanso wo hwe wo mo a yesan efrefre mi dodo na ena ewonim de pa edifa adwuma no ho na nam so ama yesan efrefre mo se eye ne de na eye na ho so pa ese amrado ya woda sikakrabia Batan ya no atumetu sa na mo a etese yie.
It's largely as a result of the Bank of Ghana's magnanimity. Because you know that the political pressure only lasts for so long and then it goes. So notwithstanding, or let's say, even though I heard the, minority grant, a press conference, etc., right? It has its own limitations. It's not as if in Parliament, if the governor went there, they have enough numbers to, cause his dismissal or any substantial damage. So on the balance, it shows that the governor is a listening governor. Okay, he's more humane than they were in previous times. I'm not seeking to equalize, but this thing didn't start today. It's always been there. It's always been there. And because our systems are weak, even if there is evidence, you are not likely to get it to prove that the Bank of Ghana did anything wrong. Because from the bank's own response, they said these persons didn't pass a rigorous chance. Because if these persons pass their various degrees, etc., then it tells you that maybe something went wrong during the assessment. Perhaps they didn't understand. And understanding the whole context and questions is very important. So the key thing is that once they got their qualifications from their various universities, etc., an assessment to enter a bank cannot be more difficult generally. Because I don't think after appointing them, that's when they are now going to do difficult aptitude tests, right? So on the balance, I will go with the bank that is very humane. They've been humane. It's good. It's commendable, hypothetically, right? But not that this is what really happened. Yes, if they did, I would even say double humane. Because, Winston, look, let me tell you that it's even good you've spoken with me. I'll give you a few details. Okay, not all. Look, let me tell you, just for standing up against the bad governance of President Kufuor, right? There was this state institution. It's quite close to Bank of Ghana. Just for my comments alone, when they saw a client wanted to hire my services, all right, in terms of a contract I was executing, they told the client that this guy is NDC, remove his name, a lawyer.
Which institution is that, Martin?
Oh, that's what I said. It's okay. I don't want to muddy the waters, but at least it's good that we mention so that you will see. It's right. Me. It's good.
You mean an institution?
That institution
was warned against dealing with you?
Yes. Yeah, they said remove this name. And the client had to remove my name. I'm telling you. That's why I said I don't need to mention the name so that the thing will escalate and, make me center of additional attention. But I'm telling you that this thing runs deep. They said remove his name and told the contractor that we've been telling you are NDC. You deny it. You see, today you've brought your brother an NDC lawyer. That's what they said. And I'm telling that place emphasis on the point that institution is close to the Bank of Ghana. That's where I want you to look.
Hold on.
Kebu no na wasansamu ya ho enam so ama president edema Imani Ghana ora Franklin Kujo akasa ena wode atodwa ekire mu se sese yi oman Ghana e wose ye hwe enoma bi na yebomodia etwe ye ho efiri ho sanse e kame se ba bata ye din ho ano no wakire mu a enne saban we ba na empo enkofo bi e wadwuma mu a aban ni pese wo ya no wono so de ne de ekope so ene wanfa mpe so de wo mo honom no na wose woyi wo madi na wode ne de ekokonom wose enne adwuma bi wo honom kora na wo komu ayetimi busawo na wo kora de amanyokuo be na wo doma waba hanom ya ne wo kase me wayi NDC yesi wo behya hanom MPP yesi behya ha wo CPP de yesi kofie esanse odibre eni hanom wo kire mu a wanyina no emmoa ye ka Ghana ye batan ye funu ba komuma enti ye nyina no tie wo party card na ye ni party card no ye yetimamufu a yanso ye wose ye nya akwanya ne ye adwuma enti sa amanyo somo na sese ye de awurawura nwuma hodo mu no ye nyai esanse emmoa ye kwakoto aba enya NDC anase MPP nko na eto wo kire mu se ye floating voters wo hono ma wo so wo eto aba no ebi enti eba no se ye mfa adwuma nimpa no wo hwe ne nkrata mu na wo se fata so obetimi aye adwuma ne nko ade ne gya no na wonye na adwuma se de be ye wo no so da chi bi no nsa ebetimi akona no.
Well, ordinarily, we shouldn't be really rejoicing over what I call these rather, I don't want to use a negative adjective, but I feel it's a bit too inquisitorial. And, once you don't carry the public along as to why these things were terminated, these persons were terminated, and it begins to sound as though it's some sort of there's some high-handedness. But I have to be honest with you. I totally respect the current governor. To think that he was dealt with in the similar circumstances. I doff my hat to him. Really, I can understand that. Well, we need to offer reprise, but this should not be happening. If indeed these persons were correctly recruited and then also and later appointed. Having said this, though, I must make the point quickly that, politicians have different shades of politicians are from the same mother. I mean, to think that this happened in 2017 to a number of previous appointees of the current administration tells you that it's a cyclical thing that we need to stop. I don't think it helps us at all. I'm aware, deeply aware, haven't made this post public, by the way. I'm deeply aware that some institutions, there are all kinds of high-handedness in recruiting persons, not necessarily the date, but even the kinds of people that were eventually recruited into the service. I don't want to mention certain names, but I'm reliably informed and I have strict evidence to show that some of these persons who were appointed and recruited were below par. Yeah, just dumped them, all of them there. An administration that was in its twilight days shouldn't be doing such things. So, look, I can't say that we shouldn't thank the current BOC leadership, but at the same time, I'm asking myself, when will this stop? I think it will stop when we know publicly.
Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mayor ya wadano Yura Michael Alote, na watrese fitise wobetra kunya so ese enkan mayor no na ni abrepa se wobeboa ama krum aye kama pa enuti wabie court fofora no kora ewo enkan ha sa court yi eba beboa na district court foforo kora se bi wo hono mo se bia ya hyese emfa wura nto ha na wagya ato ya hyese entra ha ibi ho adroba ni ya hyese emfa kansi ha na wodi asiwa sa amfom so wankitinkitin eno ena ebekọ court hono mo na wahwese krumu ebetumi ada ho yi pa na ebra wo mu bia no ya wokasa wo ho no wakire se de beye na enkan krumu ha ebetumi ate na krumu beye fe na ye kama eno nti ena wahyese adwumadie yase ya wodi na wei eka adwumadie titiriwo a obo ne tirim se obedi no ho no ye kura no wahyase ase foforo kura san se adwumadie ahodo no a edi anim ya wodi ba abeboa se de beye a enkramantem ha ebetumi ate na emuso ebedwuboko pa.
That I'm standing here today to see this day because this court has been on my heart since I was in office, and I'm a very happy man to see this court open today. You are all welcome, and I pray that this court will help us run this city and get the best out of the city. And today, people in Accra will know that whatever you do, there's a court, you will go. And I pray that the Chief Justice will help us run the court 24 hours.
Our national development is anchored on the rule of law. In its simplest terms, this embodies respect for the laws of the land and due process. Therefore, enjoined to make justice delivery accessible, affordable, and expeditious. Indeed, several efforts have been made in this regard through the opening of new law courts across the country. Given the increasing caseload on the courts, there is a need to continue to strategize to decongest the courts.
Yeah, until now the cases echo la and the proximity. Emma cases nature, ebanisa prosecution becomes so dormant. And I wouldn't say, Nimpan so dear, one train so then Indian, you say yen no yen. Send your court, it does say, meet me a catcher say, and me PSC, and I say, whoso be is going contrary to the sanitation bylaw. Meet me a chinimpano, nam de naba, na ya prosecuting impano. Ubet me a kodam, maximum of 6 months, and I minimum of 3 months. Until when you now obi kwaba bone na oye no obeye the propagator of good news into also be boa in educating the people na assessing the behavior of the people within the
Mama, no yenko ensafo for emu Paramount News na wani gusa wo hwe no obetimi ahwe live on YouTube se wo baby ko ene enwumre ya yet one sam no so na yede wo akọ emfimfini mantem na mantem so afọ edema wo mo eye honorable ekopenin eduamoa oche wakasa ene wode atudwa ekire mu se sei no se de wabe na nyame adom ya boni di mpanifo age na tumi wono so eba baye bibi adane de nyina no woni ho no mokra na yebetimi ede akai no se empo mantem so afọ bi baya obeboa eye emfimfini mantem ene emutemamufo wo kire mu se sei yi ede eba ne mfimfini mantemu pa wo ba beboa na edwadie etimi akoso wo ho no mo pa wo se ye wo me ayahodo bi a ye bo wo mu din a bibi obetimi dia kai wo mo no eye edwadie nanso no sese no wo ba baye mfimfini mantemu a ene wo ti baabi kura na ehonom ena obetimi akose wo kwa akoto enema wo se wo be ma ehonom aye business center ankasa ene mabu na ehonom nso benye adwuma ye esanse dwadie ne ekoso anya den a wo bi ebeto ne nneoma obehia driver ni empo no enkofo bebrebe bie nwuma pono ede ama womo wode ensam yi etudwa ewo abekwa enadwumade womo kopa ho entoma womo ekyeremu se Central Expo 2025 na etirasema womo ede to so eni Osi unlocking business opportunities in the Central region enti ehonomo ena empanifo ekokotwa hia ya owura eduamoa wode ensam yi etudwa yenkonkotie nsam sede okano
we have in the region. For others to know that we have a lot in Central region in terms of investment and in terms of all that they want to do for us to improve our economic activities in the Central region. We normally talk about Central region as being a region where you can have a lot of tourist attractions, a region where we can do farming, fishing, and what have you. We've not harnessed that opportunity enough, and we think that until we're able to tell our story to the world, will not be able to get the full potential of what the advantage that we have over these natural resources. And so Central Expo 2025 is going to be different in the sense that having learned from the previous expos, we think that we have been able to correct some mistakes, and we have expanded our strength in a way that will provide security, will provide a better forum, will make it more enjoyable for others to come.
Omanfo ya womo fa sunyane edeko atone ena afi efri sunyane edeko brekum womo nkwa edasan yim papa sanse dane da ya wonam kwan so ya na akromfo wemfo eto hye won so pa enam so ama mantam no so afo nyamfo Joseph Adai yakoboa wode aposifo mpedifo ena afi commanding officer wota 3rd Infantry Battalion ano obi nyina tisi fom eyese womo kwa kohwe bia ko a eya akromfo wemfo yi etai ehia womanfo na watai to hye won so agi won hu sika nyina na abra wo mokọ ya no nyamfo yi ene esemtrofo bi ebo nkomo no wo kire se saa bia yi eye bia ya wono ankasa wonani abota hɔ no mo ahwe hunu se enokore ɛho hu pa enuti ba wo ba yi wo hwɛ so obegya ne kwa wo hye adobafo ɛna afi timamufo nyina bɔ se obeye de obetimi bia ama posifo aboban wo hɔ bra no bia se de beye na o makwantusɛm ebetumi akotote pa edi amom sanse se wo ya dwuma bre na akromfo de dakrope eje wonsam sika ya na ya pa enu tudo betumi bia se so afo no beye amomanfo eho ahenhan wo pa
bia kona wie ya sa de ne taisi we kan what is the 9th time abawo fine we so ama no kwasem ni am se kwan ne nye de ama sa ne manyina ba se kwan ne nye so tutu ne ma nkoye enti ama da bia konfo no omunya access etumi de bowra na yenya ntie se forest na e wo kwa we so no omoye wia no mabowra forest no efi 2230 ko bia no unya ka obebre pa e wo kwa we so because amamfo study mu time wa
me pese me behwe se ade na nora decision na take here se dia police for ne asoja for e ba kwan so no eye no kure se yeni ho a ya omo wo ho nti eno ana ama ya toto maduro ha na dwo be 11 yo nti medimania behu na mahu senhyehyɛ a yeye no ni nyina ye adwuma pepepe mo nyina mo hu bi checkpoints ya ye wo kwan so nyina wo ho na patrolling no nso wo kwan so
so na Paramount News de beso anwumre yi ya dan ye ho ye ba ye do be ko amahodo so ensem emu.
I hereby declare 1st of July of every year as Ghana's official National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving.
Where are you going with all this?
The president just made 1st July a National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving, and I'm preparing in advance.
I mean, we're all going as a family, but you seem overly excited.
Yes, I am, because this is the day to pray for Ghana's peace, wisdom for our leaders, strength for our youth, and prosperity for every Ghanaian.
So, what if you are not a Christian or a Muslim?
Then you pray to the God you believe in.
The theme is Reflect, Reset and Renew for National Prosperity. Venue for Christian service is the forecourt of the State House at 8 a.m, followed by the Muslim service at the National Mosque Kanda at 12:30 p.m. These services will also be held simultaneously in all regions across the country.
Hajia, have you heard the news?
1st July, National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving.
We are represented.
We are happy to introduce a new live viewing app from where you can watch all of our TV programs live 24 hours. To watch Great Commission TV on your mobile phone, install the Great Commission TV app from Apple or Google Store. Open the app and tap on Watch Great Commission TV to enjoy our TV programs and live broadcasts. You can also stream our radio broadcast from the same app. Tap Listen to Radio SM or Radio GCF to enjoy our 24 hours live radio broadcasts. Great Commission TV app is available on Android and Apple Store.
So yamu akwaba ebra kase yi eso afe ye ko obi man so ensem emu ye kwa kugina Togo ehonomo ena ene ye de obi man so ensem no eko na mene wo kase frɛ nra ebesi ene de ejada honomo a edere hututu addition mo ebi ekire mu se eye 2005 ena wo mo mampani eye nasimbe oba betena akonya ne so se mampani ewo abekọ wono ankasa ne papa efirimu ena wono so babeto aso se wo babedi wo mo mampani wo mo ahwa se nka mampani betimi abokwan ato ho no mumpo na ya to aba na wono so atimi asore afiri so ene ebesi ne mampani da so te so na chese 2005 no wo mo kiremu a wo nyansesa aban na aban aba ama aban akọ ene emebo so me wo mo te ho no mo anso nkonkwohwe a wo pani ni mpanifu akwakodi nhyiamudie na se akire nsunsuanso bi wo mo kote ye ne se mampani koyi asese no wo ye ne se de ene wo no bra ene wo besori afiri akonwa ne so ye nkwoto aba te se de ye de mfie nan bia ne akwoto aba ne akwakoyi mampani ewo wo mo man no emu enti mampani na simgbe wo bra de a na ne banso aba bedisa ena etie ewo Togo man no emu na wei ena de hye no mu bisi ahene ha ti ye betina wo no mo pa sanse na simgbe ba ye yatoto nneomam ese kura no ye ho kire ye nua ne die mu ekoda ekosuku kura na de sika de be ma ne kura na ye den enti mampani pa de se yetena honom na 2005 mfie wadie wadi bi so so dia ene na Togo enche ye nyina ye be wuwu me ne o ka se nra pani kwahwe kopiem lome ne ne mpotamu di anya asem ketwa ebi mu afa to wo mo ho so ene wo mo atia sikurom wo mo yo kire na ye kire ne nyina ne se wo mo mampani wonsi fom na wo mankasa nkonko fa obi mesi so na wo mo hunu se we ne betimi ate wo mo su empo wo mo frɛ na wo beje wo mo so na we na aposifo ne bamboku ya wo ho no mo so kire mu se si ya betina ha no mo pa no mo asese nneoma ahyehye kas de ene etofi akwa na de nti ne ye frɛ ye se ye boban wa hanom ene enura pani kɔhwɛ de ye sanity gas gu ne so de ye boni tuo ene me no kase bi mu ahwere wo mo nkwa bi mu nso de ya so wo mo pa achi akyekye wo mo de wo mo akwakogum ene ya me no kase wo mo guso a asa de ekoso ewo hɔnom togo man no emu asem ena enwumere yanso yedi bi asumi wo mo kire mu a wo mo mampani na singbedie wo mo empani biem enti na be ya wonsi fom na obi foforo enkonkotena so na wo mo a wo mo ema togo emfa ntoma pa emfra wonsi fom dia ene wo mbeko a wo mo nso bebo mode hunu se wasi fom ansana oye kire no wo mo ejaye abamboku e wo hɔ no wo mo pa wo mo nya de ombeye bia wo mo entio bia
amsayem fakase no enko anigidi mu soafo ya wohwe oman ya kwansra amamre ne amane enafi anwene yeso yurumunyamfo ablaji fagomashi na wone na pamfo abanan awuram ewo kumase asante mantem mu womo ekoya na Ghana jontonin ya kane high life pa wopeni wabetu bi papa aja ko ni mo mebo ni din wahunu no na omwuramu ewo ne fie ye wo kumase asante mantem mu na omukọ ekokosra no na abra omukọ ye na soafo yi ejepeni ye nsem trofo abonkomo na wo kire se wohwe mampani John Dramani Mahama ne timpo ya na etaitire ese yebeboa ama oman yamamre ne amane yebetimi apagya ama akosoro na akọ animu a utumu se ejako ni mo hoyi wo yobi a edwomu a wo beto ye ewo man mu no epagya yamamre ne amane de kọ animu papa afe ebie wososo wo hwe na dwumadi a wobedi ye wo Ghana dwumtomu a ekire sampa ye kan legends ahodo e wo Ghana dwumtomu a wopeni wo kan ho bi na no na orunyamfo ablagifa ekire se ananu bi a na mampani John Dramani Mahama bontoa no ade ba ko ana esi na niso pa ne se obeboa amasa nipa nyina yasan apagya wo biem afe kura no ebra wo bie Black Star Experience ya no yi wo san eka wo ho biem se enipa yi a wo mabeto dwum wo man mu ede apagya o man Ghana din akwama ahodo so no saa nkrofo nyina nsese ye toto o mase kura e wo se ye pagya wo mu na wo mu soso etimi esi yi pa no ti ede nam so ama wo no so wotu saa namon yi enso ha yi a obeto aso se de beye na wakonanim wo kire se pabo ahodo ye wo man mu afem ya ya ahodo ye a ye ko nsrahwe wo ho eya wo montai mo Ghana ya tete dwom yi bie e wo ho no se de beye a omanfo ya ahoho ba ho a o mbehunu se ampa o man Ghana ye wade a eyi pa no ti so mo ye ne sei a ebepegya o man Ghana ama edin akọ ama ahodo so abse be gina sansemi so na Paramount News ye de be somo anwumre yi ye de nyina asi ye de yaseda ema Eden Hills Residential Services ba ne nsase ho nsensem se bi a wo pass ase de ewusi Sudan na se bi a edan wo so na wo pe ato a ne nyina da ye be ne kamasa e de amaw Center for Apostolic Ministerial Apprenticeship ebi a wudie yi ofre ene wo so ya wo pese wo ye ne nyamedwuma ne nyina da ebeboa wo ama atimi abamu kama e de amaw na ayesa wala se bi a ba center eso se brae na wo moa wo eba ne se ebi a wo boa wo na opomudi yetimi agina bra na e de amaw a oben ne kama e de amaw sanse biduro e na wodidi dwuma e wo na so ye Go Same Travel and Tour ene eboa wo yi wakwantu sem nyina be kama edi amaw oboa wo passport ho nsansam afi ba ne se birth certificate ne nyina da Go Same beto no bo ase aye na kama edi amaw ena gad e ya posin anwumre yi ukoda bomoti pebi fa pose so ebeboa wo osin benya hoden na atimagina na so nyaro ahodo a e hawo wonu me beyi ni nyina ha edi afri ho na wo so ukobadwa mu a watima sere awomanfo ahu sampa wo so ye ka wo mu epesede a wo ka ho bi na nso bibinti na akwa no tum wunya ena gadi wo sere kama enwako ya da roma ena wo moboabo ya chidomo anwumre yi aduanu mienu ye besomo ewo Paramount News eso o mahene Kofi Asempa ene medin mene
na nekwia achireba achaibusia yebeda wase papa pasa oje breda utimi ehwe ye fiafie mu bebi bia wo hwe ye mbia no aseda no ebi enkonfa ma fidua mu anso yeda wase papa production team MC camera munyina aseda no be enko emfa ma mu ebusia na ye na wotwe awie ye hwe ho so ye bomodi ansio etoto onam kwan so a na waya hwe ye bebi a wonam bia ne ya hwe ye na dache anase edwadampo ye besan ye hia na de ekoso e wo Great Commission TV so no watimi ahwe bi kama ya sori so dwumadi aka nyina no ebeto so e de ama e ma mo ne hwa adehye yakramo